In this quick tutorial, we're gonna do a content repurposing. So follow along with me in this video. I'm gonna show you how to create about 22 pieces of content from one piece of content. A lot of people call this repurposing. Some people call it omnipresence. Doesn't matter what you call it. What I call it is creating one amazing piece of content and making it work for your business across all platforms that you are on. So if you're interested in creating a repurposing plan, like a repurposing strategy in your business, stick around. I'm going to show you how I use ClickUp to plan the content. So you'll see the inside of my ClickUp dashboard, and then we're just going to hop into like Google Docs or something like that to actually start creating the content. So you're going to follow me along of actually creating this content, and we will see what it turns out to be on the other side. Hey guys, I'm Heather Ferris and I run a Pinterest marketing agency and education company helping content creators and e-commerce shop owners to create a Pinterest marketing strategy that works for their business. Now, if that is something that interests you, make sure you hit the subscribe button because we release videos twice a week, at least for the time being, and we would love to have you part of the crew. Okay, so you are inside of my ClickUp dashboard where I plan and actually create the content. So I don't just create my content in ClickUp, but it's like the hub of where everything lives. So what I do is I create a checklist of all of the pieces of content that I need. Now, mine are in these little subtasks, but I've broken those subtasks out into a checklist today just so you can better see them and work with me through this process. So what I'm going to do is, this is actually a piece of content that I published in November of 2020. I'm going to take that piece of content and I'm going to put it into other pieces of content. I'm going to break it out and make it like 22 other shareable pieces of content. So what I've done is I've actually done some prep work, and I want to show you the prep work that I've done. First things first, I get my finalized piece of content, and in this particular one, I've downloaded the YouTube video and I've uploaded the final copy to Canva, and then I've also opened up my blog post that I wrote that goes with this. You're gonna need those pillar pieces of content that are finished so you can actually effectively repurpose it in other places. So I've done a little bit of prep work. I wrote the blog post and I filmed the video. The newsletter was already written, so I've copied that over into ClickUp, and I wrote an Instagram post for this when this blog post and video went live. So I've gathered those things up. I've also pre-written my pinned text overlays. You're gonna go with me along creating those Pinterest images and the Instagram feed post. I'm gonna show you how I do that. But I've already brainstormed what I want to be on those, just so we can make this video faster. I don't want you to sit here for an hour watching me do this because you would get bored. So this is what we're gonna do. Since I've uploaded the video to Canva, the first thing we're gonna do is create a Facebook and an Instagram video out of it. So let's hop over to Canva and do that now. So I have templates that I use inside of Canva that I purchased. So I actually just want to choose one of these templates, and just so I have the branding aesthetic, and then I'm gonna basically just create an IGTV video out of it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drag and drop this entire thing and do Command C because hello, I love shortcuts. And I'm going to go to create new design. And I'm gonna do Instagram story, and I'm gonna paste the aesthetics over here onto this post. So Command V or Control V if you're on a Windows computer. We want the background to be whatever color we want the background to be. I'm actually gonna change the background to be this light gray color, and we will make this that color. So we want to make a Facebook post out of this. So we actually just want to get rid of this. And so this is going to be our IGTV. I want to show you my pin text overlays because you can just copy those to be the title of the video. So our text overlays are this. I'm going to use this one. Build an effective Pinterest marketing strategy using our Pinterest agency tips. And I want to make this all caps, and then I'm going to cut this out, make a copy of that, and I'm going to move this down. Why aren't you moving? And paste this in here, and then I'm going to, of course, change my font to my brand, and then we can upload the video that we put right here. So that's going to be our IGTV video, and you can do the same thing. So we're going to do make a copy of this. We're going to change it to be a 1080 by 1080 to be Facebook sized. And we're just going to click resize. We're not going to copy and resize. And we're going to make our text bigger. So those are the two videos. Your video is going to go here. So my final full length video is going to go on these two images. Now that's two things I have created inside of my repurpose strategy. So we want to go back to details, and we've created those two pieces of content. 1, 2. We want to take the blog post or the video, and we want to write 5 Facebook posts from that. So what I'm going to do is hop back over to the document inside of ClickUp. I already have a section for this, so we're just going to click in here, and we're going to do 1, and we're going to go to our blog post over here. And I want to create a blog post that is statistic based. So I'm going to take some of the statistics out of here, and then I'm going to come down here and say, if you target Pinterest or women, you should consider being on Pinterest. Okay, so we need to write an intro to this post, and I'm going to say, and then you can put emojis next to these if you want to. And then I just like to do all the formatting. So that's post number 1. Now you can watch me do the other 4. Okay, so that's 5 posts. I literally have just created the pillar content one time. Now I'm copying and pasting them into small bite-sized pieces of content that's going to spark a question. It's going to spark a feeling in my ideal reader. They're going to see this content and they're going to be like, oh, okay, well, I know that my Facebook posts don't get seen after 2 days, but I didn't know that Pinterest pins could be seen up to 3.5 months, if not years later. Like, maybe I should be there. So that's the whole point of this, right? We want to spark that curiosity. So we have now created quite a few pieces of content. We've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We created 5 pieces of content for Facebook. So that's 10 pieces of content already. Let's see what else we can do. Use the takeaways from the blog and create 5 static pins. So I love creating Pinterest images. So we're just going to take some of the Pinterest images I've created in the past, the designs, and we're going to change them up a little bit. And I already have my text overlays ready. So let's just make sure we have our text overlays pulled up. Grow your Pinterest traffic in 2021. So we're going to put that here. All right, I have to adjust the sizing just a little bit. Play around with your text a little bit to make it fit for you. But you can always make your images a little smaller to get the text to fit the way you want it to. So we're gonna go with that. And we're gonna bring our image up just a tad. And since this is a different blog post than what this Pinterest image went to, we can use the same design with the same image. And if you want to, you can always change the colors if you're not sure. So we can make this green just to make the image different. And then we can make this red. So there's one image, and then we're gonna do the next one. And then this background image could change. It could be whatever you wanted it to be. And then our call to action is again, you can change the colors, be whatever you want them to be. We can make this light pink, but I don't like the background to be a light color. I want it to be a dark color. Again, you can make this the green. It's whatever you want. The style doesn't have to matter so much. So we have two. Now we're gonna do a strike through on that one. We're gonna do a strike through on this one. So follow me along while we make 3 more Pinterest images. So we now have 3 more Pinterest images, 4 more Pinterest images. We have completed all of our Pinterest images. And you can see that I didn't go with the exact phrasing that I wrote in my pins. I find it to be really limiting if I do that, and really hard to actually fit it all into the pin. So I like to brainstorm in advance and take that information to Canva and actually create those pins. So there's our 3 more images, and then we did 2 images here. So that's 5 images total. Now what you can do is hop over to the to-do list and mark them off. So we have details, create 5 static pins. We need to create 5 video pins. So I have a video pin template here. So what you're gonna do is you can actually
You have to stop.
stick this on And then you can actually crop this off. It's not done uploading, but as soon as it is done uploading, I can crop it off to just be that very first 30 seconds to 1 minute. So what we could do is actually take the Pinterest images that we created here, and we are gonna put the videos on instead of images. So all of these Pinterest images that I created, I'm gonna put that video here instead of putting the images there. So just take your still images off, use your same template, and stick your video on. And now you have 5 video pins. Now, we are gonna pull takeaways from our post and post it on stories. So what we can do is the essentials of a Pinterest marketing strategy. I created the Pinterest essentials for a strategy. So this is one feed post, and you can actually take this post and put it in your stories. And then right behind it, I would talk about these 3 things. So I can't actually show you that creation process because it actually requires me to do it on, to do it. And since I did this in the past, we're gonna go ahead and mark this off as created. So I would just take this, you could actually even put this in my educational story templates. I put the same one here, and now I have a long image. Either way, the background is gonna be this color when you share it to stories. So it's gonna look like a full image anyways, it's not gonna matter. And then the last things that we would do is share the post to our Instagram stories. So our feed post that we create, it's not gonna be this one, although you could put this one as your feed post and you create one post and it goes in 2 places. Again, you would share your feed post, your Instagram stories. And then last but certainly not least, a lot of people don't realize that they can do this. I actually prefer to create long pins and send them to YouTube independently of the platform, but you can also do this as well. You go to the share button right here, and you simply just click Pinterest, and it's going to pull up a Pinterest window. You have to pin it to a board, and then you're gonna come back and optimize it later. So what we would do is we would just go to Pinterest marketing and choose our Pinterest marketing board. And then we're gonna click down here to actually see the pin. And you would click the pencil button and you would edit that pin so you could actually have a full description of 500 characters. And that's it. You now have pinned your YouTube video to Pinterest, and you can mark that one off. So we have now created 22 pieces of content for all the platforms. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions around this process, please leave them in the comments. I'd be happy to have a conversation with you. So did you like the repurposing video? Like the instruction that I gave you, and I showed you how to make all of that amazing content out of one pillar piece of content? Like, it's fantastic, right? I love repurposing. Make your content work for you. Never create content just to create content. Make sure you're getting paid when you are creating your content. I've said content way too many times, so I'm gonna stop now. If you're interested in actually using Pinterest to drive traffic to your business, your products and offers, make sure you head on over and watch the Pinterest marketing playlist. Hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you next week.